Thank you very much, John. Now, one of the accusations leveled against Islam by those who ought to know slightly better is that it degrades or treats its women in an inferior manner. I'm proud, pleased and privileged to have sitting next to me someone who has hopefully broken that kind of myth. Salma Yaqoob is the Vice Chair of Respect, the Unity Coalition, and she is a Birmingham City Councillor. She is also the head of Stop the War Coalition in Birmingham and a spokesperson for Birmingham Central Mosques. So even our mosques seem to be now employing women to speak on their behalf. Please welcome Salma Yaqoob.
Thank you. You know, it's not often that I find myself in agreement with former Home Secretary Charles Clarke, but when he stated earlier this week that the Great British Veil controversy had been entirely negative in its impact and has done nothing to promote tolerance and understanding in our society, he's right. Because 6 weeks after Jack Straw's initial comments, the damage has been considerable. Under the guise of debating religious intolerance, extremists who espouse race hatred have been given a new lease of life. We've recently seen Nick Griffin's legal team argue that the views of the BNP, in which they described, and I quote, Muslim thugs and perverts, young Paki street thugs, and Britain being mongrelized out of existence, should be seen as criticisms of Islam and not directed at the broader Asian community. As evidence that Griffin's views on Islam expressed in 2004 had since become more acceptable, they even cited recent comments by Jack Straw and other senior politicians to argue that such views were now part of a legitimate public debate. Meanwhile, teachers are reporting a rise of bullying in schools because of the Islamophobic climate. And the shocking attack on a young Sikh boy in Edinburgh this week shows that the racists are not going to discriminate. We are all targets of their hatred. And this climate makes none of us, irrespective of race, creed or religion, any safer from the threat of terrorism. The recent study by the Joseph Rowntree Reform Trust has highlighted how consciously pandering to anti-Muslim sentiment for electoral motives, these are their words, was undermining sensible plans to combat terrorism. Now, large numbers of people know this whole debate about Muslim integration is just a smokescreen, a weapon of mass distraction to divert attention away from this government's failure in their so-called war on terror. But we should not underestimate the impact that the sustained demonisation of the Muslim community is having in our society. Under the guise of community cohesion, bit of 1984 Orwellian tones here, the very model of multiculturalism that we have in our country is in danger of being dismantled. And this goes against those hard-won gains of the anti-racist struggle in this country. I remember my father telling me that when he came to this country, when he used to go to rent houses, the placards were there saying no blacks, no Irish, no Pakis, no dogs. But Asian people, black people, white people campaign together, and that's why it's unacceptable to have those kinds of placards openly in our society today. You know, and some people are talking about political correctness gone mad, the tyranny. Well, I say, it's only since the 1990s that we even acknowledge such a thing as institutionalized racism. The ink is only just about drying. It's too early to kill off multiculturalism. The right to acceptance, the right to hold different beliefs, different political systems, different lifestyle choices, these are a cornerstone of a truly pluralistic society. I may not believe what you do. I may not even like what you do, but I will defend your right to do so, and I would hope that you would extend that same courtesy to me. That's what freedom of conscience really means. And we have a very special space here, very special, that's been built up over time. But it is under attack. Just today, we've seen the case of the Christian woman who has lost the appeal in her BA case for simply wearing the crucifix. So let us not underestimate the sinister nature of the growing intolerance right here. The challenge we face is great, and that's why I congratulate the British Muslim Initiative and Liberty for holding this rally. And I thank each and every one of you here. We can see the diversity. People of faith, people of no faith, black, white, Asian, men and women here today. This is what diversity, this is what Britishness means to me. And I say this, let us keep our eyes on the prize. There will be those who will seek to divide us, but we have a vision before us, one of a truly free, democratic society which values the civil liberties of each and every one of us. Thank you very much.